Hello guys, this is your boy, the Freedom Trader Collins FT. So today we're gonna dive into the video straight away. Um, Today we're gonna look at candlesticks, um, how to read candlesticks, and how to use them, certain and particular candlesticks, to use them as one of the confluence to enter a trade. So we all know the popular ones are the hammer, the bullish engulfing, the bearish engulfing, the bullish momentum, the bearish momentum. So we have the momentum candle, we have the hammer candle. Um, then there are so many of them, but these ones we're gonna look at these ones today. There is the harami as well. We're gonna look at them today. The most important ones for me that I do use to enter a trade, as I said, candles, they don't only, not only candles only do not determine an entry. So it's just one of the confluence to permit you to take that decision to enter. So anytime you are entering, anytime you are placing a trade, it is actually a financial decision that you are taking, and it should be very important because it determines if you're going to make money or lose money, especially when it comes to trading. So it's something to be taken very seriously. So today, before you make that financial decision of placing a trade, you have to get so many things together. For me, I have about 5 of them. As we all know, we call them confluences. Sometimes if I see only 2, I just enter. Sometimes if I see only 3, I enter. Sometimes I might see 2 and I'll be waiting for 1 to enter. So if I wake up, if I analyze today, and I'm like, okay, there is 2 or 3 confluences, but 1 is missing, I'm gonna wait for that one. When it shows up, I will just enter. So uh, there are so many of them, but today we're gonna look first at the candlesticks. So as you can see on my screen right now, I don't use indicators. As I tell you all the time, I don't use indicators. I base only on price action, market structure, and I have my moving average here, and I read candlesticks. That is how I analyze the trade. It's not like I never used indicators before. I did use indicators. My first 2 years of trading, I was using indicators, and it didn't change anything. Like I was trading every single day. There was no day that I was never on the charts for 2 days. For 2 years, that is about 700 and something days. Multiply by, I was having at least 5 hours on the chart. So if you can multiply 720 something days by 5 hours, that would be the amount of hours I've spent on the charts and using indicators. And if I'm telling you I'm not using them anymore today, there is a reason for that. You can still use them, but they were not that helpful to me. They made me gamble, so I decided to drop them and only use those that work for me, which is the price action, market structure, candlesticks, and the moving average. So right now we are to look at the candlesticks that do work for me. So if we have to, we start with the hammer. Obviously we know the hammer is a good sign of it's a reversal sign, but for me actually the hammer is not uh, actually a reversal sign. I have my own reversal sign. We'll talk about that. A reversal signal, we'll talk about that later. So there is the inverted hammer and the hammer. So okay, this is a good example here. You open your trade. There is this big uh, engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle that we can all see. What does this say? Because this was actually an uptrend, trading above the moving average. So first, I use trend lines also. Yeah, I use trend lines because they are also very important. As I said, it's just part of the confluence. So this was an uptrend, and as we all know, when it's broken, it depends how it is being broken. Like first, when you look first at this candle here, um, it did break here, but you don't consider it broken. I mean the trend line. So how many times has it been tested? It's been tested here. Yeah, it's been tested here, forming a hammer. So this is where the hammer is important. So you know already price has crossed above the moving average. Here it attempted to cross below and continue down, but it didn't cross. Instead it formed a hammer. So this is when the hammer is important. It's not important here. As you can see, this is a complete reversal, a downtrend and a reversal, but there is no hammer. There is no hammer here. You see something else. We'll talk about this on my next video. So this is where you use the hammer. So what happened here, price came down and formed a high and formed a lower high here. So at this level, it pushed, the price pushed back and formed a hammer. So here it tells you price is not going down at all. It's not going down. So you can confidently know that it's a buy. You can put your buy signal, you can put your buy stops here and buy without any fear of losing a trade. So it continued also above it. When it crossed back the moving average, it continued. It tried to break, but it didn't break. It continued here also. So already we had a trend line here. A trend line is confirmed when it's touched 3 times. So already the third time it didn't break, it still rejected and went up here, and this happened. This bearish engulfing candle and the momentum at the same time, it actually happened. It broke not only the trend line, the moving average as well. So it was so intense that bulls, they gave up and they couldn't fight back. They actually tried to fight back, but it didn't happen. So price continued down. So at this case, you can see another hanging or inverted hammer here, though the body is small. But this is the reason why I'm using the moving average. So how price reacts at this moving average and also the support and resistance is very important. That determines, are you entering the trade or you are not. So as you can see, why did price behave there? Why did price go and touch the moving average? It's because of there was a level here. So those key levels also are important. So this is how we do it. It came up here, it rejected. If you are a trader, this is exactly what you do. You just put your sell stop here. You put your sell stop, you don't enter. You just put your sell stop, knowing if it happens that price reaches and breaks this level, it will go down. It happens all the time. Yeah, it will go down. Rather than trying to enter here, you don't try to enter here. You don't, because unless this candle closes before you understand. But if the candle is still up here, maybe say during the week you came and you saw it was bullish, it was blue, not it was green, not red, then you jumped in and you entered a trade or a buy, thinking, oh, it's gonna buy, it's cross. Now it doesn't happen. You have to wait for the candle to close so that you know what happened or what's going to happen next. You just put your sell stop here. After the candle has closed and confirmed it's an inverted hammer or a shooting star, then you can put your sell stop and you wait, and exactly it's gonna break and it goes down. So same thing happens all the time, and that's how you trade. You always enter when there is an action. You see, action here is between the moving average and the key level. That is very determinant. So it's the same thing here. See, it's the same thing. Inverted hammer. It price attempted to break the moving average, but it did not. So if you look at it, you see that it's a level. You see, when I'm zooming, it actually comes out to be a level. So you see, there is always, that is how the market works, that is how technical analysis, and the reason why technical analysis is very important. There was another level here, but price didn't give a fuck. It just crossed it and went right down. Yeah, so that's how it works. Here it came back, retested. It actually broke here, came down, went back and retested, and it continued. So you always put your sell stop when you see candles like this. This is how you use hammers to trade. So with other confluences, so confluence 1 is the hammer, confluence 2 is the key level, how market reacted, price reacted with this key level, and that's it. Then the moving average, how price reacted within the moving average. So that's how we use the hammer to, as one of our confluences, to enter a trade. So we'll talk about more on the reversal candles, really using candles to determine a reversal of trade in our next video. Thank you guys. See you. It's your boy signing out.